Okay, it's time for the first TBR of the year, and I try to keep it realistic. This is a thing I do all the time if you're new to my TBRs. I personally try and not plan over 100 pages per day of physical reading. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes my eyes are bigger than my abilities, but we're about there. Like, I will say that we are at 3,300 pages instead of 3,100, but I really want to read all these things, and this is how it fell. Okay, so I've got my planner, I've got my plans, and we'll go through my obligations first, and then the other stuff that's on the TBR that may or may not happen. Hopefully, well, I'm usually pretty good at getting my TBRs done. I never check in and be like, did I finish it? I feel like that's not very interesting. I normally read 90% of what I put on TBR, eventually at least. Might take a couple months. But starting with the Patreon buddy read. So this is something every month we have a buddy read in the Discord, and I do a spoiler vlog on it, and this month is All Systems Red. I will finally read Murderbot. I mentioned in last year's series to start in 2022 video that I am for sure reading Murderbot because it was an obligation, and here it is, the buddy read. It should be good. I think I'm going in with appropriate expectations. This is about a robot that doesn't really want to do its job, just wants to watch TV. It's more of a character study than a grand plot world-building adventure. I'm excited to read it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm more excited for other Martha Wells stuff. Like, there's a fantasy series she's written, and I think maybe a new one that's coming out. But I have had these for a very long time, so I'm excited that this is finally the push to get me to read it. And every month, my Patreon also votes for a book to be on my TBR that I read and discuss on the channel. And they must have really, saw my series to start in 2022 and been like, this is the one. Because I gave them a bunch of first books in series this month. And the one that's actually on it, I didn't even put on there. It was actually nominated by a top-tier Patreon, and it's Malice by John Gwynne, guys. I am reading Malice, apparently. It's happening. If you're very new to the channel, I have had this on TBRs since 2020. So it's been a minute, and I just feel like I am going to really love it. Everything I've heard it's got great characters you're really invested in. There are high stakes. There's big adventure moments. Like, I am ready for all of the things. I'm ready for the here come the cavalry moments. I'm ready to be stressed. And so I'm excited, and hopefully I like it because then I have so much more John Gwynne to read. It'll be phenomenal. So those are my two Patreon obligations. I have a local book club, and we are reading The Mountains Sing. So this is a historical fiction set in Vietnam during the Vietnam War, but also before that. It's kind of a generational story following this Vietnamese family specifically. I've only read the first 8%, so I'm pretty sure that's what it's about. And so I think the furthest back we go is the 30s, maybe. And I think the present day of the book is the 70s. I could be wrong. We will see, but I'm really excited about it. My friend Stephanie from Miss Richards Reads loves this book. I love generational stories. One of my favorite books ever is Pachinko, which is a generational story set in Japan following this Korean family. So I'm ready. I'm excited. So I think those are my main obligations. No, I'm wrong. There's one more very important obligation. I am officially the co-host of Jess Owen's nonfiction book club now. And what that means is I do what I've been doing, but now I can say I'm a co-host. We're reading Mediocre for the February discussion. So the January book that we read in January and discuss in February is Mediocre. I have been wanting to read this. Yeah, I don't know much about it. I'm ready. I think Jess has already read it once and is rereading it for this discussion. And I just think it's about mediocre white men. I don't know. Stay tuned for Friday Reads, and I will let you know what it's about. I have to read it. It's what people voted for, and that's what I'm doing. So I think those are the two book club obligations, the buddy read, and the Patreon TBR pick. Yes. Now the rest of it's just like me having fun. So the arc I wanted to read this month for sure is Goliath by Tochi Onyebuchi. I've only read one work by him, and it's Riot Baby, and that was a novella that packed a very big punch, to the point where, I don't think I was prepared emotionally for it, and I need to reread it to, not improve my opinion. I thought it was very good at what it did. I just was not, I sat down being like, this is a novella, I'll knock it out this afternoon. And I did, but I probably should have given myself a few days. Like, it's not a book that I wanted to read in a short period of time. Goliath, though, is a book he teased in one of the quarantine page interviews back when those were a thing. They were so cool. That was run by Njiri at Onyx Pages and a bunch of other amazing booktubers. And he was there to discuss Riot Baby, but he teased his gentrification in space novel. And that's Goliath. And I'm excited. So I have the ARC, it's on my Kindle, so that is my big January release that I'm excited to read from there. So that's one. And then I already told Evie this yesterday, she's very excited. We are starting The Paper Menagerie. Probably not finishing it in January. I don't rush short story collections, but Ken Liu has been an author who I've actually read 2 of his short stories, and they both broke me. His ability to use sci-fi elements to explore really messed up family dynamics that resonate with me. Yeah. Like the titular story, I've read that. If you are in a diaspora, that story will break you. It will. That's my opinion. It broke me. Like, it broke me. So I'm really excited to read this. And yeah, I got this new hardback last year, and I have been wanting to read it ever since I got it. So that's really exciting. Similarly, there is a new release coming out in January that I probably won't get to in January by Karen Lord, but I have only one more Karen Lord book to read before I am caught up on her backlist, and that's Unraveling, which I love this book and this cover. It's on the shorter side because I have some chonky books on this TBR. I don't know what this is about. I believe it's a pseudo companion to Redemption in Indigo, which I just reread last month, so this will work out really well for me. And I'm excited. Like, her writing style and me just get along so well. I can understand why her works don't resonate with everyone in exactly the same way, but like, I can't articulate it, but the way that she forms sentences, it works. It works so well. So those are the 2 things off my physical TBR that I am reading for the month. And then on my Kindle TBR, I have The Midnight Tides by Stephen Erickson. This is the next Malazan book that I have started, but have been unable to finish because I've just been like overwhelmed by other things. So this is my main fantasy priority. I mean, I know I also have Malice. I'm hoping that's not as dense as this. Like, from what I've heard, Malice can be confusing because of all the characters, but I don't think the writing style itself is dense and philosophical versus, I know, Midnight Tides will be. So I want to get into Midnight Tides and finish it. I've already read the first 200 some pages, so only 700 some left, which in a Malazan book is like 1400. But yeah, and then I have another sci-fi I'd like to get to, and please let this be the month I finish it. So this is what I mean by, like, sometimes my TBRs, they get finished eventually, but not for a few months, and that's Ursa Major. I really want to read this because I think this will be a really great action-packed, fun sci-fi to help with some of my other meatier reads. And I've been wanting to read it since I bought it on release day. So I just really want to get to it. This is a sequel to First Light where it follows 3 point of views and how they are involved in figuring out this political coup in the galaxy and like untangling that and figuring out what side they want to be on and how they want to fix the situation. There are 3 main races that are really interesting to explore. It's a good blend of entertaining, action-packed sci-fi with well-written characters and fun themes to explore. I'm having a good time with it. I just want to finish it. I just want to read this book. The 3rd book's already out, and I just can't get it because I'm still reading this. So I think those are the plans. Let's see if I have forgotten anything. Oh, yes. I have one more. And it's Turning Darkness into Light, and this is the last book in the world of the Lady Trent. It's not in Lady Trent. It's a companion book written by her daughter, I think. I don't even know if it's a memoir. But regardless, I'm interested, and I want to read that and the letters. That are only like 3 pages. There are like letters written by Lady Trent and then I want to form my like Lady Trent video. So I want to do that for that video project. So I think those are 10 things. 2 are audio, the rest are physical, and 1 I don't need to finish because it's a short story collection. And I think I can do it. I say that, but this is also the month where I have to finish writing my thesis. So we'll see. You know, these are just the plans. It's what I'm most excited for right now, and I'm really excited. Like I'm excited to start off this year. I mean, it's a good list of books. What are you most excited to start your year off with? Like, what's your first book gonna be? I haven't decided yet. But what is your first book going to be once January 1st comes around? If you want to leave an emoji, leave a tiger for the Paper Menagerie. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.